When we think about the fight for educational equality in the United States, our minds often jump straight to the landmark Brown v. Board of Education decision. But before that pivotal ruling, a series of courageous legal battles quietly chipped away at segregation in an unexpected arena: higher education. Yes, lawsuits specifically targeting graduate and professional schools were absolutely critical in challenging the doctrine of separate but equal, well before Brown v. Board. These early cases were strategically chosen by civil rights lawyers because the glaring inequalities were often undeniable. It was much harder for states to provide genuinely equal law schools or medical programs for Black students when they either did not exist or were vastly inferior. Lawyers, primarily from the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP, understood that demonstrating the impossibility of true equality in these specialized fields would expose the inherent unfairness of segregation itself. This tactical approach laid crucial groundwork for future challenges. The legal arguments in these higher education cases evolved significantly. Initially, the focus was on compelling states to provide truly equal facilities for Black students, rather than outright ending segregation. However, as states struggled or failed to create genuinely equivalent institutions, the arguments shifted. Cases like Missouri ex rel Gaines v. Canada in 1938, Sweet v. Painter in 1950, and McLaurin v. Oklahoma State Regents in 1950 gradually moved the needle. These cases exposed that even if facilities were superficially similar, the intangible factors of prestige, alumni networks, and intellectual environment could never be truly equal under segregation. The NAACP's strategy was brilliantly executed, moving from arguing for equal facilities to arguing against segregation itself in higher education. This was a sophisticated, long-term plan spearheaded by legal giants like Thurgood Marshall. By focusing on graduate schools first, they created a strong legal precedent. The Supreme Court began to acknowledge that separating students in professional programs, even with seemingly equal resources, inflicted an unconstitutional injury, impairing their ability to learn and succeed. This legal progression created a direct pathway for the subsequent challenge against segregation in public elementary and secondary schools, illustrating how the legal fight is rarely a single, isolated event. Understanding these earlier victories in higher education shows us that the path to desegregation was a deliberate, strategic, and incremental process. These cases did more than just open doors for a few Black students. They meticulously built the legal framework and momentum needed to dismantle segregation across the entire public education system. They demonstrated the fundamental truth that separate could never truly be equal, setting the stage for the transformative decision of Brown v. Board of Education.